The 555 timer is an 8-pin integrated circuit that has become one of the most popular electronic devices. Used in industrial electronic circuits today, the reason for the 555 popularity is its tremendous versatility. The 555 timer is used in circuits that require a time delay function, and is also used as an oscillator to provide the pulses needed to operate computer circuits. The 555 timer is most often housed in an 8-pin inline integrated circuit, or IC. This package has a notch at one end, or a dot by pin number 1, which is used to identify exactly that pin number 1. Once pin number 1 has been identified, the other pins are numbered as shown in the above image. The 555 timer operates on voltages that range from about 3 to 16 volts. Following is an explanation of each pin and its function. Pin number 1 is ground, pin number 2 is trigger. Pin number 2 must be connected to a voltage that is less than 1/3 VCC, or applied voltage, to trigger the unit. This is usually done by connecting pin number 2 to ground. The connection to 1/3 VCC or ground must be momentary. If pin number 2 is not removed from ground, the unit will not operate. Pin number 3 is output. The output turns on when pin number 2 is triggered and turns off when the discharge is turned on. Pin number 4 or reset is connected to VCC. It permits the unit to operate. When it is connected to ground, it activates the discharge and keeps the timer from operating. Pin 5 is control voltage. If this pin is connected to VCC through a variable resistor, the on time is longer, but the off time is not affected. If pin number 5 is connected to ground through a variable resistor, the on time is shorter, and the off time is still not affected. If pin 5 is not to be used in the circuit, it is usually taken to ground through a small capacitor. This helps to keep circuit noise from talking to pin number 5. Pin number 6 is threshold. When the voltage across the capacitor connected to pin number 6 reaches 2/3 the value of VCC, the discharge turns on and the output turns off. Pin number 7 or discharge turns the discharge on. It discharges the capacitor connected to pin number 6. The discharge remains turned on until pin number 2 re-triggers the timer. The discharge then turns off and the capacitor connected to pin number 6 begins charging again. Pin number 8 or VCC is connected to VCC. The 555 timer operates on a percentage of the applied voltage. This permits the time setting to remain constant even if the applied voltage changes. For example, when the capacitor connected to pin number 6 reaches 2/3 of the applied voltage, the discharge turns on and discharges the capacitor until it reaches 1/3 of the applied voltage. If the applied voltage of the timer is connected to 12 volts DC, 2/3 of the applied voltage is 8 volts and 1/3 is 4 volts. This means that when the voltage across the capacitor connected to pin number 6 reaches 8 volts, pin number 7 will turn on until the capacitor is discharged to 1/3 the value of VCC, or 4 volts, and will then turn off. If the voltage is lowered to 6 volts at VCC, 2/3 of the applied voltage is 4 volts and 1/3 of the applied voltage is 2 volts. Pin number 7 will now turn when the voltage across the capacitor connected to pin number 6 reaches 4 volts, and will turn off when the voltage across the capacitor drops to 2 volts. Formula for RC time constant is time equals resistance X. Capacitance. Notice that there is no mention of voltage in the formula. This means that it will take the same amount of time to charge the capacitor regardless of whether the circuit is connected to 12 volts or to 6 volts. If the time it takes for the voltage of the capacitor connected to pin number 6 to reach 2/3 of VCC when the timer has an applied voltage of 12 volts is measured, it will be the same as the amount of time it takes when the applied voltage is only 6 volts. The timing of the circuit remains the same even if the voltage changes. Circuit applications for the 555 timer include a variety of functions. It is commonly used as an oscillator. The 555 timer has become popular for this application because it is so easy to use. Thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe.